Hey, I'm Jay Kumar, the Bass Blaster, and this is your Seafoam Top 5 of the week in bass fishing. Oh, that voice. Woo!
Not feeling well, and the show must go on.
Number 1. All right, last week was ICAST, the fishing tackle trade show, and the number 1 top trend there, in my opinion, was finesse. Finesse baits and gear dominated this year. Stuff like this, and this. Mostly soft plastics and jig heads for finesse, but not only. Now, is all this because of forward-facing sonar? Yes, it's a new trend that's opening up lots of new finesse techniques, but it's not just that. Fishing pressure is a real thing. Now, 2 reasons for that. One is simply big tournaments. When you have 200 or more boats in a tournament, they beat up the fish or the fishery in practice. They catch all the easy fish, and what happens then? You gotta kind of retract or retreat back to finesse. That's not everywhere, but in a lot of places. The other kind of trend is, well, during COVID, a lot of people took up fishing. And then a lot of companies went to working at home and flex time, which meant that now a lot of people have more time to fish during the week. And that, of course, is causing now guys go on the weekends or tournaments or whatever, more finesse. Man, it's all good. More fishing is good. Fishermen will adjust, but Brandon Coulter, the Major League Fishing pro, joked to me at ICAST that a drop shot is power fishing now. And he was kidding, but not really. Let's see what happens, man. Number 2. All right, the top launch I saw at ICAST was Rapala's launch of its new Crush City soft plastics line that were designed by Jacob Wheeler, arguably the best fisherman on planet Earth for a few years now. Now, usually these launches are in a room with a bunch of chairs and the chairs aren't all the way full, but this one was no chairs, standing room only, and everybody was packed in there like sardines. After videos ran on all the new baits, the Rapala guys got up and spoke, and then Jacob took the stage, and a hush fell over the room. It was quiet. People had their phones up recording. It was pretty cool. The only thing I can liken it to was back in the day, Kevin Van Dam had the same effect on these kind of things. Anyhow, when Jacob was done talking, the guy next to me said,
"When E.F. Hutton talks, people listen."
I was like, E.F. who? That was Jacob Wheeler talking, man. Do you even bass fish?
All right, yeah, do you?
Anyhow, Rapala only rolled out 5 new soft plastic baits.
So Rapala came to me and said, what are your top 5 soft plastic shapes that you need to win tournaments?
Those 5 baits took them 2+ years to perfect. And I was like, hey, Jacob, why did it take you that long to just design 5 baits? And he was like, "There's only one way. There's only one way to ride." Yeah, that's right, man. Number 3. All right, now ICAST is a time when companies get out there and talk about not just about new baits, but also buying other companies. And in my opinion, the biggest get at ICAST, the top get, was Pradco Fishing buying Great Lakes Finesse. I believe Great Lakes Finesse is out of Canada, otherwise known as where Gussie is from. Okay, anyhow, former GLF owner Dan Miguel is staying with the company and has a really cool thing going on, almost ultra finesse, a next level of finesse like this.
All the baits that we make at Great Lakes Finesse have no glare. We put these baits through a process that eliminates the glare. It's just a tournament secret that a lot of guys know about. They don't talk about it. We want that feature right out of the package.
Now, if you're wondering if Great Lakes Finesse stuff is all that, well, how about Dan and his tournament partners setting what might be the all-time all-smallmouth 5-fish limit weight on the St. Lawrence River just a few weeks ago of over 32 pounds, just a hair over 32 pounds of all smallmouths. Their big fish was a 7-pounder. Now, the longest Great Lakes Finesse bait they caught it on was 2.75 inches, 2 3/4, and the smallest one was just 2.1 inches.
It's very small.
Now, Pradco Fishing owns a lot of brands like Booyah, Yum, Bomber, Norman, and others. And another company that's heading that way is GSM Outdoors out of Texas, and they announced at ICAST that they just bought Big Bite Baits. I love the moving and shaking all the time in the bassing world. Number 4. Well, old Palpatine is almost right. I mean, lithium batteries, that was another kind of trend at ICAST. It was the year before as well. They seem like unlimited power, or they have kind of the reputation for that compared to lead, acid, or AGM batteries. But do we know enough about them to go running out there and buying one for all that money? Well, based on a few conversations I had at ICAST, the answer for me is no, not yet. Now, apparently lithium batteries, which are all different, they're not really like your standard battery, like a power source that allows you to turn something on and run it. They're way more complicated than that. They're all built differently. They have different power cells than one another, and they all have like a chip or a mini computer in them. And not only that, according to guys I spoke to there, they discharge power differently, which of course can affect your electronics, what you're seeing on the screen, and maybe some other things that I don't have enough electrical knowledge to know about. Now, one guy I spoke to was adamant that electronics manufacturers have actually figured out that some of the problems that their customer service handles aren't about their units, but it's actually about the batteries. So the right batteries have to be matched to the right electronics and the right electronic setups. So how do we know what brand is best? How do we know what brand to spend all that money on? If electronics manufacturers have concerns, shouldn't we be asking them what batteries to get? Man, I don't have these answers yet, but if you do, let me know. Number 5. Ever hear of Master Cup fishing? Well, I haven't either, and that was the top surprise for me at ICAST this year. Jeff Queen, the dad of Elite Series, Bassmaster Elite Series fisherman KJ Queen, he corralled me and he told me all about it, this deal that he and his partners have been working on for a few years. The deal is it's going to be top pro anglers on state or regional teams, and they will compete. The teams will compete against each other in a one-on-one or team versus team format. Each guy will fish out of their own boat, but it will be total team weight versus the other total team weight. There will be playoffs and a championship after that, but the two biggest deals, at least for me from this thing, is that the teams will be owned. They'll be owned by big fishing brands and wealthy individuals, and I think that's how the guys are going to make their money. They're not making them with winnings, they're getting paid by the owners. And the second thing is that there will be online betting during every televised or streamed match or game. It's supposed to happen this year. It sounds like a really cool off-season deal for the guys. Let's see what happens. Jeff also shared with me some footage of a recent owners meeting.
My goodness!
Haha, looks like they got some fences to mend. That's all I got for you this week. Thank you for watching. Thank you, Seafoam. Go to BassBlaster.com or .rocks to sign up for the juicy Bass Blaster email. See you next week. God bless you.